Good evening, friends. This is Professor Dr. David Ramanamurthy, PhD in Management. In a world where experiences meets innovation, there is one powerful tool transforming organizations from the inside out. That is reverse mentoring. Stay with us as we uncover how the youngest minds are shaping the future of leadership, collaboration, and growth. And before we begin, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments box. We would love to hear from you, your views on bridging this generation gap. Reverse mentoring, a strategic bridge across generations, turning hierarchies into hubs of mutual growth. This masterclass brought to you by our channel, B School, Dr. Devi Ramanamurthy, PhD official, an initiative of Ramadevi Foundation, Hyderabad. And this masterclass is presented by Professor Dr. Devi Ramanamurthy, PhD, Management. Introduction to reverse mentoring. The basic question here is why reverse mentoring? Please note that today we have organizations with evolving workplace dynamics. And there is a rise of Gen Z and millennials with digital fluency. Don't you think that there is every need for diversity, inclusion, and innovation? So what is then reverse mentoring? Reverse mentoring, as the name implies, is all about younger or less experienced individuals mentor as senior professionals. The focus areas can be technology, digital transformation, and cultural trends, and more so, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So there is a need for reverse mentoring in the present context. Yes, we have multi-generational workforce with varied values in multinational organizations today, in most of the organizations. And there's a fast-paced technological changes which require agility at all levels of hierarchies. And there's a need to encourage bottom-up innovation. So let's try to understand the scope of reverse mentoring. The reasons would be one is technology adoption. Another would be on workplace diversity and inclusion. And third is new age communication styles, Slack, Reels, artificial intelligence tools, etc. And there's a workplace culture evolution taking place. So what is then significance of reverse mentoring? It breaks hierarchical barriers. It builds empathy and connection. It enhances retention among younger talent. And it empowers senior leaders with fresh perspectives. So let's look at some of the important objectives of reverse mentoring. The main objectives include: one, empower senior leaders with new age skills, meaning digital, cultural, and social skills. Second, it promotes mutual learning between generations. The third objective is to break down hierarchical barriers to faster openness. Fourth objective is encouraging innovation through fresh perspectives. Fifth one would be to boost inclusion and diversity by listening to unrepresented voices. And sixth, increase engagement and retention among younger employees. Let's look at some of the real world examples where reverse mentoring has been started. General Electric, Jock Welch initiated reverse mentoring in the 1990s to help executives learn about the internet. PwC, junior employees mentor partners on digital and social media trends. And Unilever uses reverse mentoring to address sustainability and DEI gaps, equity, inclusion gaps. What is the relevance in integrating this reverse mentoring into the work in intergenerational workforce conflicts today? Yes, of course. There are differences in work styles, face-to-face versus digital today. The second would be value systems, loyalty versus flexibility issues. Third, learning preferences conflicts, like structured versus self-paced learning. And fourth is reverse mentoring. Now we say that it acts as a bridge, not as a battleground. Okay, what's there in reverse mentoring? Will it promote creativity? The answer is very definitely yes. Cross-pollination of ideas is made possible. Exposure to alternative viewpoints is taken care of. And it increases openness to experimentation. So let's try to examine if it has been introduced and to be introduced in some of the companies. Let's try to understand step-by-step strategy to apply these reverse mentoring. Step one, identify strategic areas needing new perspectives. Step two, select suitable junior mentors and open senior mentees. Step three, establish roles, goals, and boundaries for juniors versus seniors. Step four, provide training and onboarding for both sides. Step seven, celebrate milestones and integrate learnings through this reverse mentoring exercise. Step five, schedule regular mentoring sessions. It's not hit or miss, but it should be a planned effort. Step six, mentor progress and gather feedback, how the entire reverse mentoring strategy works out. So what is the methodology for reverse mentoring, to implement reverse mentoring? Let's look at some methodological issues now. First is need assessment. Identify skill gaps and innovation needs in the senior workforce. Understand generational expectations and strengths. The second, program design. Define mentoring goals. For example, digital literacy, equity inclusion exercise, or new trends. Draft guidelines, roles, and confidentiality norms. The third is participant selection. Use surveys or nominations to match mentors, that is juniors, with mentees, that is seniors, and ensure diversity of perspectives. The fourth methodological issue is training and onboarding. Train both mentors and mentees on roles, communication boundaries, and emphasize emotional intelligence and active listening to avoid conflicts. And five is monitoring and evaluation. Use feedback forms, reflection journals, and progress reviews to examine the effectiveness of this strategy called reverse mentoring. Share success stories and refine the model periodically to give it a big success story. So, coaching and counseling for senior executives is again a must here. Let's look at some of the points which we can differ about this coaching and counseling need. One is helping seniors unlearn resistance and embrace vulnerability. It's not to blame seniors, but to give them an attitudinal change opportunity to accept juniors who can mentor on new skills of this generation. Second is providing psychological safety to accept junior feedback. Let there be an open-mindedness that should prevail in seniors to accept this reverse mentoring strategy to go good. Third is emphasizing the benefits like adaptability to new skills and new scenarios, leadership relevance, and influence. Let's look at the challenges in reverse mentoring. Yes, of course, there are very many. Let's look at some of the few important challenges in reverse mentoring. One is resistance due to ego or perceived power imbalance. It's quite but natural. It is a part of organizational politics. The second is a communication gap between the senior and juniors. Third, there's a cultural mismatch because of two different people with two different cultures meeting together for advice, support, guidance, etc. Then what is the solution? There must be clear communication and human resource support and mutual goal setting. So how can you measure the success of this strategy, reverse mentoring, if implemented? Yes, first one would be increased digital adaptation and adoption. It happens. Second, positive feedback from senior leadership. If it is yes, yes, there is a success. Third, enhanced innovation and idea flow. Is it true? Is it happening? Yes, then it's a success story. Greater intergenerational collaboration. Yes, if this reverse mentoring can help reducing the intergenerational conflicts and encourage intergenerational collaboration, yes, it is a success. So in conclusion, we may say that the future is collaborative. What I mean to say here is reverse mentoring is not just a trend, but a transformation. It fosters a two-way street of learning, and it builds inclusive, resilient, and future-ready organizations of tomorrow. So what is the final word and the call to action? Don't wait. Start small, but start now. Encourage open-mindedness in all members of our organizations and recognize reverse mentoring as a strategic advantage. Reverse mentoring is just not a concept. Please note, it is a cultural shift, much needed for today's organizations. In this video, and if this video gave you a new perspective, do hit that like button Share it with your colleagues and friends, and subscribe to our channel for more empowering content. Tell us in the comments, how would you introduce reverse mentoring in your workplace? Together, let's build a smarter and more inclusive future organizations of tomorrow. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. Good luck.